There's a man going around taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame. Everybody won't be treated all the same when the man comes around.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to my Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness review, or which I will be calling it for the rest of this video, Doctor Strange 2. So, to make my life easier. So, first thoughts right off the bat. What did I think about this movie? Well, there's no point sugarcoating it because I've already kind of said how I really felt about this movie in my last podcast, so I'm not gonna, you know, I'm just gonna be brief. I thought that the movie was alright. I thought that the movie was okay. It's a bit of a trip. It's definitely one of those movies that you'd probably have more fun if you were high. But no, it was a bit of a trip. There were a lot of crazy things, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. So we're going to get all into it, probably mostly in the spoiler section. So I'm going to be having a non-spoiler section, which is obviously going to be the first however long the section's going to be. And then I'll be having the spoiler section. So, because I feel like this is, again, one of those movies where you can't really talk about it without too much, without not spoiling things. So, I'm going to keep this section brief and simple, and then when we get to the non-spoiler section, then I'll kind of talk about more in depth about the things I liked or didn't like, or the things that surprised me, and all that good jazz. Okay, so right off the bat, I want to say this. I understand why people consider this movie a bit of a mess, because for a while, I was just kind of like, really? It's a mess? It's, you know, and then I saw the movie, and then I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And part of the reason why is because of the pacing. The pacing is, I think, part of the reasons why that it kind of felt a little bit more confusing, or confusing for some people. It was pretty simple for me. It was straightforward. It wasn't really that confusing. I would say it's because of the pacing. Because at the beginning, it's kind of fast. And then you kind of get, like, some little slow moments, and then it kind of goes fast again, and then it goes a little slow in some moments, and it goes fast again. And then that's it. The ending of the movie is where it kind of got a little bit of a rhythm, a nice rhythm there at the end. But it's the pacing. I would say the pacing is the reason why I think that people consider this a bit confusing. So yeah, so let's move on to the plot and the story. So when American Chavez travels to Doctor Strange's universe, it is up to him to clean up the mess, essentially. Well, that's what I wrote down, because I was like, if I say any more, I'm gonna spoil it. So I don't want to spoil it for those of you who still want to watch the movie. So yeah, American Chavez, I'll talk more about her later, but let's talk about Doctor Strange first. So let's move on to characters. So Doctor Strange in this movie, it felt more of a duo. It was just as much Doctor Strange's movie as it was Wanda's movie. And a little bit, I guess, American Chavez, but she was more of like the sidekick. She wasn't really like a big player until, like, I want to say the ending of this movie. So yeah, and then Wong, I was actually surprised. Wong was actually in this movie more surprisingly than I thought he would be. I thought he would be in this movie for like maybe like 5-10 minutes. Kind of like Spider-Man No Way Home, where he was in there for like 5 to 10 minutes and then he just kind of left. But no, he played a bigger role than I thought he would in this movie, which I don't know if I liked, honestly. I just remembered that, like, you know, he's there and he's doing things. So yeah, take that as you will. So Wanda. So here's the thing with Wanda. Wanda, I would say, I understand what people are saying. I think it's a bit blown out of proportion. But yeah, Wanda does feel like 70% of this movie, while Doctor Strange is more like the 30-40%. Which is not a good thing. I felt like, you know, other movies have balanced this. Other earlier MCU movies have balanced this better with other characters and main characters movies. This was definitely the most imbalanced movie as far as, like, balancing a main character with the other characters in the MCU. Because Wanda is a big part of this movie, and she did admittedly kind of steal the show. in good ways and bad ways, which we'll get to in probably the spoiler section. A lot of old Raimi movie references, though. I mean, you kind of saw this a little bit with the trailers. So this movie, of course, if I didn't say it already, was directed by Sam Raimi. And he made the Raimi trilogy that you know how much I love. And I was really excited about him, you know, making this movie. And then I saw the movie and I was like, that was all right. Could have been better, you know. So that let me down, admittedly, that, you know, this wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but it wasn't the worst, you know, it wasn't the worst. Like, a lot of people are trying to make this out like the worst MCU movie ever, which it's not. I don't think it's the worst MCU movie ever. I think that would go to, like, Black Widow or fucking, I don't know, some other MCU movie that's not this one. So yeah, but like I said before, there were a lot of old Raimi movie references, mostly from Evil Dead. A lot of Evil Dead references in here, I would say. A lot of horror stuff in here. I guess they're trying to promote that Evil Dead game that came out recently. I don't know. I don't know how this movie was rated PG-13, though. So let's talk about the rating. So this movie's rated PG-13. And listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. People die, okay? Like you see people get stabbed, impaled, have their eyes ripped out, their heads exploded, they get crushed. It's a bloody mess, you could say. So that's why I was shocked when I was like, really? This movie's still PG-13 even though there's like all this blood and shit? I don't know. It's very weird. I'm very shocked because the amount of violence in this is very surprising for a PG-13 movie with all the blood and stuff. So I don't know how he got away with that. I have no idea how he got away with that. A lot of people said that about when he did Spider-Man 2, where you know, that scene with Dr. Octopus where he just starts killing all of the doctors. But I feel like it's more like, how did he get away with that in this movie? Because it's like I said, the amount of blood and impaling and shit that happens is like, how is this still rated PG-13? So yeah, that was a mystery to me, and still have not solved it. If you know, please let me know. Alright, so let's get to the controversy now, which I kind of already talked about briefly. I'm going to keep it brief. I'm not going to really go into it too much. But I want to talk about it because I've heard a lot of people say about how this movie's woke, or this movie's woke garbage, or it does that shit. I'm just like, not really. That was kind of over-exaggerated, honestly. Like, I get what they're saying, but it's very over-exaggerated. Like, this movie is not as bad as they're making it out to seem. Like, it's not the worst. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't like that American Chavez is here. I admittedly don't like how this is kind of more of like a Wanda movie, which I will get to in the spoiler section. But again, it's still an alright movie. So, again, I just don't understand, like, the animosity toward it. Like, there's a lot of animosity toward it for some reason. I don't know why. It's blowing my mind. It's very weird. But, especially because I've heard about the box office drop. The box office drop dropped like 82%. It was riding high, and then it just kind of fell off a cliff. I feel like other movies have came out from the MCU that deserved way worse than that. But whatever. Like I said, though, this movie was alright. I liked the movie. I think that, you know, some people need to simmer down. Because on both sides. Because I've heard some people say to me, oh, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. And then I've heard people say, oh, this is like the best movie I've ever seen. And then there's me, where I'm like, the movie wasn't the worst. The movie was not perfect. It was okay. It was alright. It was enjoyable. Y'all need to simmer down on both sides. Like, that's where I'm at with the movie, honestly. Like I thought it was okay. I thought about lowering my rating, honestly, when I did think about it more with the Wanda thing, about how it felt more like her movie, but I don't know. I never hated Wanda, so that's why it's very hard for me to, you know, be upset, especially because of the way the movie was done and the way that, you know, yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I don't know. I don't see the issue. The only issue I would say that I see is the fact that it feels more like a Wanda movie than a Doctor Strange movie. That's the only excuse. A valid excuse. It's the only, you know, it's a good criticism of the movie. I'm just saying is I think that it's not the, you know, it's not as bad as people say that is. But I get the criticism. It's a valid criticism, and they're right about that. So with that being said, I'm giving this movie a 7 out of 10. I like the movie. It's not perfect. It's, you know, not the worst movie. It's all right. It's okay. You know, I've seen worse things. Well, I would say Black Widow's worse than compared to this. Spider-Man Homecoming is worse compared to this. Far From Home is worse compared to this. Maybe Thor the Dark World is worse than this. You know, like I feel like we're getting a little out of, you know, blown out of proportion with some people talking about this movie. So yeah, that's my non-spoiler review of Doctor Strange 2. So I'm going to be moving on to the spoiler section. So if you guys have already seen the movie or if you don't care about spoilers, you can join me in the next couple minutes. Or if you don't want to be spoiled, now's the time to leave. All right, so let's jump right into it. Spoiler time. Spoiler time. So Wanda is the main villain of the movie. I was right about this. I kind of called it, especially with what I was seeing in the trailer. I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it in the non-spoiler section just because I was like, you know, I don't want to give too much away, and Wanda is a big part of the movie because she's the villain, blah, blah, blah. I'll get into that. So let's talk about Wanda. Why is she the villain in this movie? I did not watch WandaVision. I want to make that very clear. Before I go any further, I did not watch WandaVision, but I know the plot of WandaVision. And I know the fact that she, it was like House of M, except it was on a much, much smaller scale, which I did bitch about. So she kind of had this town under control, like kind of like this telepathic mind control thing. Reality, like she was bending reality to her will, and she thought she had kids, and Vision was still alive, and all that stuff. So she wanted to get her kids back. That was the whole plot. That's her whole thing. Is she wants her children back. That's her whole thing. I don't know if that justifies all the murder, because she kills a lot of people. She kills a lot of people. And not just regular people. She kills a lot of heroes, a lot of magic users. It's crazy. And again, part of the reason why like people bitch about it is like, oh, well, she's so OP, blah, 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 blah. She is very OP. But she's also using this dark magic, and dark magic is very powerful. So again, I understand where some people are coming from, but I think that it's being blown out of proportion, like I said before. So yeah, her whole plot is she wants her kids back. And then, but in order to do that, she needs American Chavez, because American Chavez can open up portals to different realms, right? She can go to different universes. That's her whole thing, I guess. So, the beginning of the movie is basically her and another Doctor Strange trying to get to this book, because they think they're going to use this book to basically stop whoever's trying to chase her or whatever, because of her powers or whatever. And then the Doctor Strange betrays her, he dies, and then they both get sent to our Doctor Strange, the MCU Doctor Strange's universe. And we see him, he's talking to Christine, because apparently she got married or whatever to this guy, which is annoying, because especially in the first movie, but whatever. I'll talk more about that later. Maybe I'll talk more about the relationship part later, because I think I do need to talk about that a bit more, because a lot of people bitched about that too. They talked about Christine, and they talked about the wedding and the marriage and shit, and he didn't really say anything. He just kind of was like, you know, I'm happy for you or whatever. But yeah, American Chavez and the dead Strange body pop up, and then this big monster thing that was chasing them comes through with them. And then Strange kills it by, like, ripping its eye out. And I was like, oh my god, like, that was very violent. Again, that was one of the very violent scenes in this movie. And, then, you know, then Doctor Strange goes to talk to Wanda, and then Wanda ends up wanting to get Chavez because she has the power to go through dimensions, and she wants to go to a different dimension with her kids, and yada, yada, yada. So that's her whole thing. And then they start fighting at this big magic palace, I guess. And then, of course, you go to different dimensions, and then we see the Illuminati, of all things. The fucking Illuminati. Holy shit. It's not the Illuminati. It's like a different dimension Illuminati, but still, it's kind of cool. So we had Professor X, which was awesome. We had Reed Richards, Captain Marvel, Peggy Carter, and then Black Bolt. I was like, whoa. Cool. So that was pretty interesting. That was pretty cool. Apparently this Illuminati beat, they were able to beat Thanos in their dimension, with the help of their Doctor Strange, which was really fucked up because they ended up killing their Doctor Strange with Black Bolt because that Doctor Strange was trying to use the multiverse to get help or whatever. So that was really frustrating to hear or to see that shit. But no, Wanda then is trying to find Doctor Strange and Chavez by using her dark book or whatever, her magic dark book. And then she finds where they are, and she finds, like, herself with her kids, and she possesses the multiverse version of herself, and then she uses that version to find Strange and her, and she breaks into that place. I don't know how she found it. She finds them, and then she starts killing everybody. Like, she's killing the Illuminati. Like, she kills Black Bolt, which was the first one she kills, which actually made me a little mad because it was so fucking, it was stupid. It was just stupid. She, you know, because he's sitting there, he's like, because Reed's talking to Wanda, because she's trying to talk her down, right? And talking about, like, you know, how Black Bolt can, like, you know, whisper and he can blow up the whole universe. And then Wanda kind of, like, tilts her head all sadistic, like, which she's fucking creepy in this movie. She tilts her head all sadistic, like, what mouth? And then, like, you look over and, like, his mouth has just disappeared. So then Black Bolt's dumbass decides to, you know, I guess to maybe open it with his power. Instead, he just blows his head up. So then he just dies right there. He kills himself, essentially. And then Wanda kills Reed, turns his ass into spaghetti. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's so fucked up because like I said, she's talking to Reed and she's talking about, like, oh, you know, because Reed's telling her about how he has a family, which, again, it's so fucked up. And then she just kills him, and it's like, fuck, this, like, she's evil. She's just Wanda is completely evil at this point in the story. She then kills Peggy, which I actually kind of cheered for. I was like, yay! She even does this stupid line, I can do this all day. She throws the shield, and then Wanda throws the shield back at her, and then fucking hits her stomach, I guess. I don't know, kills her. And then Captain Marvel, or I guess maybe it's Monica Rambeau, I'm not sure. I just know it's a black woman. I remember when everyone thought it was like Tom Cruise's like Iron Man or something. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. It's not Tom Cruise's Iron Man. So then she's fighting Captain Marvel And she kind of giving her a little bit of run for her money, but then she does get the upper hand, and then she crushes her to death. Holy shit, so then she's dead. And then, of course, probably the most annoying death in the whole movie is where she kills Professor X. Like, so he goes into her head, and she's trying to free the Wanda that's being mind-controlled. And then, like, evil Wanda, I guess I'll call her, comes up and, like, snaps his neck in the mind. And I'm like, is, like, Freddy fucking Krueger? Like, you die in your dreams, you die for real type shit? I'm like, what? It was that easy? Like, what the hell? Like, it was annoying. It was that death annoyed me, because I was like, really? It's that easy? Bull fucking shit, it's that easy. So, I don't know. That annoyed me. And then, of course, again, another scene of them running away from evil Wanda, along with Christine. So they had a version of Christine, too, along with another version of Baron Mordo, who, still an evil guy, by the way. Of course, it's the same guy who was in the first movie, just in a different version or whatever. So yeah, Christine in this universe has red hair. I have not seen a redhead in a fucking movie, I want to say, since 2012, maybe? I don't know. So yeah. Talking to that Christine, before Wanda even gets there and kills all the Illuminati, they got captured by them, and then Christine's, like, running her experiments or whatever, and then she's talking about how, like, the MCU Doctor Strange is, his universe is 616, and then, let me tell you something. I made a video on this 3 years ago. We're going to be doing a reaction to that video soon, so spoilers for what I'm doing this week. We're going to be reacting to that video, and I'm going to be telling you exactly how stupid that is that she just said. Because here's the thing. That's the stupidest line in the whole movie. Because there already is a 616. The MCU already has a number of what universe it is. Again, it's really, really stupid. So either Christine's a dumb bitch, or whoever wrote that script's a moron and doesn't know what they're talking about. So that was one of the parts that really pissed me off. I was not happy about that. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, after Doctor Strange, Chavez, and redhead Christine get away from evil Wanda, they get the magic book, and they go to a different dimension where they see... oh yeah, Chavez eventually does get captured by... Wanda, and then she's sent to the MCU verse, I guess we'll call it. So then Doctor Strange has to find a way to get back, because again, he doesn't have Chavez with him no more. So then they go to a different door with reality in it, or universe, and then he has a fight with, like, the evil Doctor Strange, which you did. I think you saw this in the trailers. And it was a really cool fight, actually. I actually really liked it. So they're using, like, music notes and shit to fight each other. I was like, holy shit, that looks awesome, the way that they were doing that, and the effects of that were great. That was a really cool fight. I like that fight. He dies by getting impaled, the evil Doctor Strange. I was like, what the fuck? I'm sure he didn't mean to kill him, but holy shit, like, just right in front of the redhead Christine, too, because she's, like, outside. Oh, man, that was, wow. And then, alright, and then, what next? So, yeah, let's talk about the Doctor Strange arc. So Doctor Strange's arc in this movie basically is, I guess, admitting to himself that he still loves Christine. Because, he gets to the point where he tells her, like, that he still loves her or whatever. And, then they have, like, a moment to bond or whatever, so yeah, that's basically his arc, trying to, like, admit to himself that he still loves the woman, that Christine, and, it sucks, and it goes nowhere. It sucks because, the reason why it sucks is because you never see him talk to his Christine ever at the end of the movie. I'll get to that at the end of this spoiler section, but he never actually talks to his Christine after the wedding, which sucks because you needed that closure. I don't know, man. That just bothered me, but that's a damn shame. Again, it's one of my negatives. All right, okay, so I actually forgot to say this. So Bruce Campbell. So Bruce Campbell had a cameo in this. It was pretty funny, actually. It's no Stan Lee cameo, obviously, but it was nice to see him again. I guess, like I said before with the horror thing, I guess it's like to promote the Evil Dead game. I don't know, because I said about all the Evil Dead tropes in this in this movie a little bit. It was kind of cool. It was kind of funny to see him. So he was, because he was like, I guess Chavez like stole some food or whatever, and then like Doctor Strange like uses his magic to make Bruce start like punching himself. And, like, he's, like, really beating the shit out of himself. And I saw that, and as they were walking away, I was like, Doctor Strange, that was really mean. I just started laughing, because it's like, wow. At the end credit scene, you actually see him that he stops punching himself. It's back to normal. Again, I guess it's like another Evil Dead reference. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like Evil Dead 2. I saw 1. I don't think I saw 2. So yeah, I guess that's the reference to that. Like I said, I think there's a lot of Evil Dead references in here. A lot of Sam Raimi sprinkles in here, I guess you could say. Okay, so let's talk about one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, which was the zombie Strange scene. So, remember the Strange that I said died in the beginning of the movie? So apparently, so, like I said, Doctor Strange is trapped in with the redhead Christine in that dimension where the evil Doctor Strange was. And Wanda is starting to use Chavez's power to go see her kids, right? Doctor Strange uses some dark magic to summon the dead Strange, or the zombie Strange. And he was decomposed, man. He had some of his skin ripped off and shit. You even get to it. There's even a point where you see him. He's like got like a half of a skull head. Now I understand why this shit was banned in China. Yeah, that was cool. He's like rising from the grave and shit. Then he makes his way to the mountains to go fight Wanda. And then all of a sudden you see like all these like demons and shit start popping out of him, or these like souls. I don't know what they were. I was like watching the scene. I was like, Mephisto? Like what's going on? Like demons everywhere. I didn't even get to the point where one of the demons somehow is able to go to the same dimension that Live Strange is at, along with Christine, and like, you know, then they gotta like fight off those things. And then he eventually gets control of all the demons. He kind of pulls them all back into himself. I don't know why they're coming out of him. I was like, what the hell's going on? I was like, what the fuck is going on? What's happening? So they're like, all the demons are coming out of him. And then he pulls all the demons back in. And then he like makes this like fucking like demon cape. So he's got a cape made out of like all these demons. And he starts, like, flying and shit. I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. That was a really cool scene. I really liked the way that they did that. That was really, really cool. And then he fights Wanda a little bit. And then he has... Doctor Strange gets to the point where he has Chavez help Chavez. He basically gives her the speech like, you gotta believe in yourself, girl. I'm basically your dad at this point. Which we're gonna get to at the end of the movie. So Chavez finds the confidence, I guess, to open up the realm where that one Wanda is, and then Wanda goes in and she beats up the other mom. She, like, flings her across the room, and then the boys start throwing, like, toys at her, and she's like, ah! You know, she's got, like, her little black fingertips and everything. And then she kind of has like a one-on-one talk with that Wanda, and then she kills herself. She goes back to she after they close the portal, and then she decides to bring down that whole tomb that they were in, along with Zombie Strange, and then Chavez and Wong get the hell out of there. And so yeah, that's what happened. That was the movie essentially. Like I said, a lot of ups and downs. And then like Doctor Strange is like a mentor or like a father figure, I guess, for like American Chavez, which is weird because in the movie when they showed the two moms, they even like they showed that Chavez was responsible for her parents being sucked into a portal to a different dimension or whatever along with her. So are you not going to go find your moms? Is it because you're happier to have a dad now? Like, kind of? Like, I don't know. Because it's like, the way she... Because you know what it is. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, you see a little kid... and they're like, you know, they look at you a certain way, almost like a dad or a parent or something, which is what the vibes I was getting when I was seeing her look at him at the end there. Because you see her, like, working on some magic shit, like, and they're, like, Doctor Strange and Wong were talking about how, like, Wong was like, oh, that reminds me of a certain student, and they're obviously referencing Doctor Strange, which was kind of funny, kind of cool. I don't know why she needs to learn how to do spells and shit, but whatever, you see her doing that. And then, like, you know... I don't know, it's weird. I don't know, I guess she just... Maybe she just thought to herself... You know, like, fuck my moms. I'm glad I have a dad now or some shit like that. I don't know. Like, I didn't need moms. I needed a dad. Fuck if I know, kid. That's what I was like. So, yeah, that was basically the movie. I don't know if he was going to go talk to Christine, and then all of a sudden he had, like, this third eye, this creepy, like, third eye that opened, which happened with the evil Doctor Strange. I don't know, man. It's fucking crazy. I wonder if it's because he used, like, the dark magic book or some shit like that, or the evil book. I don't know. But then it ended like that on a cliffhanger, and I was like, fuck! Shit, it just ended. So then, yeah, and then, like, it rolls credits, and then that was it. So, yeah, there you go. There's the movie. I was a bit of a mess for me to talk about, but there you go. But yeah, man, I liked the movie. It definitely felt more like a Wanda movie than a Doctor Strange movie. Not happy about them trying to say that it's 616 again. Again, I made a video about this 3 fucking years ago. We're gonna do like a reaction. We're gonna talk about that video because it's actually still pretty relevant to this day, honestly. So we're gonna talk about that, and yeah, that's my plan. So that's the end of my review. So thank you for watching. 7 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think about Doctor Strange 2 in the comments below. And until then, thank you for watching. And I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.